My loves, I'm coming in to you with a review with the e.l.f. Flawless Foundation. This is in the color caramel. Now, when I first got this foundation, I wasn't gonna lie, I did not like it, but I think it may have been because of some powder that I used up under it. I usually use the e.l.f. High definition powder up under it, but I had used some LA colors or something like that, and I think that's what had made the consistency of this foundation bad. But last week, I've been testing e.l.f. since last week, but last Saturday I had did a tutorial with it. I had been testing it. It goes on, it looks like it's a light, it does look light. And number one, with e.l.f. foundation, some of your color may be dead on. Some of them you may have to mix the foundation. I'm not going to lie to you. You may have to mix this. I thought I was going to have to mix this, but when I got it on and I didn't put no powder up under it, I just used the Beauty Balm, the Sassy and Chic Beauty Balm up under there. I put this on up under there. And I put the e.l.f. foundation on. And I used a foundation brush with it this time. I used the e.l.f. This is actually an e.l.f. foundation brush that I found in one of my Dollar Tree hauls. I like to, sometimes I go a little faster with this than the Beauty Blender, but sometimes I like to paint it on just to get it on smooth, and then I go through and I go back in with my Beauty Blender. It just depends on what method I want to use, but I kind of wanted this spaced out, but I did use the e.l.f. foundation brush. And even if you don't like foundation brushes, they are good for when you want to blend your concealer out. A lot of times I blend my concealer out, and then when you want to put your concealer on top of your eyes and mute your eyelids out, this brush, I use this brush with this as well, the foundation brush, because you know you really can use brushes for whatever you want them to. But yeah, my thoughts on this e.l.f. Flawless Foundation, it's a keeper in my book. At first it was not, because I did not like it. I didn't know what the hell the color was doing, but then I saw a few different women mixing it. And then two, e.l.f. is one of those just like with that finishing prime and stay powder, it looks like it's not your color, then you put it on, it's perfect, it's golden and stuff like that. That's why a lot of times my number one rule with a lot of stuff is use the products that come with it. Because see, I usually use the e.l.f. high definition e.l.f. HD powder in the color Hint. This is in the color Hint of Tint, and that goes on first, and you put that on first, then follow up with this, and then to make your stuff stay all day, then follow up with your setting spray. Because a lot of times I like to use the primers that come with the foundation, actually, and then the e.l.f. illuminating primer goes with everything as well. So you actually can get this too, this e.l.f. illuminating primer, and you can put that on first. If you don't want to use your Beauty Blender, put that on, because it's going to give you like an extra flawless glow, especially like in the summertime. Then you can put this Flawless Foundation on. Actually, it did last all day. It lasted 8 hours last week. I did do an 8-hour wear test on this foundation, because I don't like to bring nothing to y'all, and I have not did a foundation on it. But would I buy this foundation again? Yes. But what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to buy it in the color caramel. They switched one of the colors to almond, so I'm going to buy a cocoa as well. I'm going to buy two of the colors, and sometimes you may have to mix them. With this being my winter color, this did turn out pretty cool. I thought it was too light. That's what I didn't like about it. So sometimes of what it was, the powder that I was using up under it, it wasn't oxidizing right. So oh wow, that's why I should have knew that anyway. I always try to use e.l.f. with e.l.f. because they products go really, really good together. That e.l.f. HD powder goes good. This e.l.f. high definition powder goes good under your makeup too. Like if you want to put your concealer on, then your powder, because I'm a powder wearer, so I use concealer powder, then put my powder on, and then that way your powder will be flawless once the concealer and everything go together. But yes, I really do like this e.l.f. foundation. I've had it since last February, but I had put it up because I thought it was going to go on my Oops makeup. You know, a lot of times your Oops makeup, you put it in the box, go back to it later, or if it's not your color, you just give it away. But what I'm learning, sometimes I just keep it, and sometimes you have to mix it, and then you'll have a flawless color. So that's my advice to you. Yes, this is a keeper. It does work really good. The color is going to look weird sometimes with e.l.f. foundations and stuff, because I guess to me they do need to get whatever the undertone is a little bit more gold and yellow, a little bit more gold. Like my undertones are golden, so I have to use a lot of stuff that's gold and illuminating prime, stuff like that. But yes, this is a 2 thumbs up in my book. Just make sure it does come out a little bit lighter, but when it oxidizes, and then when you go through and you set it with that prime and stay powder, that's what I set mine with last week, the prime and stay finishing powder, you will have a flawless face. Just do all your regular prep steps as normal, because this is tricky. You don't know that it's gonna oxidize down to this color, because when it come out the package, it does not look like that. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to my